My number five is based off my favorite arcade game of all time, probably. It's man, I played it nonstop back in the day. Glass Joe, Bald Bull, Mr. Sandman, Punch Out. And I couldn't wait till it came to Nintendo. But little did I know it was going to feature my favorite boxer of all time, Mike Tyson. And they actually signed him on. They took a risk. They signed him on before he became champion. Then he became champion, and they got their money's worth out of this game. What a beautiful game! Not every character from the actual arcade made in. They had a few new characters, obviously. Vodka Drunkinski became
Yeah.
Soda Popinski, and they cleaned it up a little bit for the kids. But what a hard ass game when you got to Mike Tyson. He was very difficult. He made Mr. Sandman look like Ghoulies too. And and when you got to him, he was Sandman looked like trash next to Tyson. And you see me when I go to Fun Spot. I'm always trying to get that number one spot on the punch out machine, and I always get a wonky controller. But I do my best. Man, I shook the shit out of the machine the one year though. I was heavily angry. But every year when we go to Fun Spot, this is the first game I look for. Lately, I've been playing Kangaroo more than that. But that's that's the Atari 2600 episode. Tell me about Tyson's Punch Out. What do you think about it?
Well, for the original Punch Out, I've seen you move the arcade cab about 6 feet from where it was standing.
Feats of strength in Laconia.
But Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the NES, it was a risk when they signed him. He was up and coming or whatever. I think he was 19-0 when they signed him.
Okay.
When they put him in the game, when the game hit store shelves, he was 31-0 and like a triple champion or something like that.
Wow.
So this is my confession. I have never beaten Michael Tyson. Okay, I've never beaten Kid Dynamite, whatever.
Mr. Dream
with Mr. Dream, that's a different story. Great game. Everything classic Nintendo. It's the soundtrack is great. They threw Mario in there as the ref. Challenging. They had a code system, so you didn't have to beat it all in one sitting.
That was different because not all games back then had that.
Right.
You were very lucky if you ran into a game that let you use a code.
You continue. Yeah. So
the Tyson code.
So Mike Tyson, this is what I've read, is that if he hits you in the first 90 seconds of the bout, it's an instant knockout. So
you stay away from him.
Yeah. I mean, as a kid, I had the code, whatever. As a kid, I would try, and it's one.
We didn't have the internet. We didn't have the internet back then with like.
No, it was word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth. It was crazy how things got around, but yeah, you would get the code, and it would be like word of mouth kind of said like, don't let him touch you in 90 seconds. It's like, it was weird back then.
Right.
How a guy from New Jersey and a guy from Boston both got the same information.
Right. Yeah.
Down the line. But what an awesome game.